It's Rev! I should probably turn the music down before the new one pops in and is like super loud. Hey everybody! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to our first ever post Lower Decks arc mid. What do you call the week in between the battle passes? I call it's basically like a buffer time, but what do you call it? What do you call it? I really enjoy these little periods of not having to do everything in the freaking world. It's nice. Yes, Frederick called it vacation. Private Piles called it boring. I agree, and that is okay. Am I the only one? Can we get a raised hand? Am I the only one who enjoys the week off? I legitimately enjoy this week. Not that I don't enjoy the busy weeks, but I like having a small break. It is like downtime, Brian. It's a nice little, whew, we can breathe. We can get ready for what's coming. Oh man, I love it. I enjoy this time. I enjoy this little buffer time. I think it's great. We are going to be mostly playing on our server 63 recently merged account today, but we can do anything. We can talk about anything. And obviously everybody's enjoying these events that I absolutely had no problem. Like there was no issue at all with any of these events. None whatsoever. These events worked perfectly. Events are working exactly as they should. Nobody should have any issues with events at all, right? Yes. You enjoy spending billions of parts still? Then you shouldn't be doing it, Sherlock. We told people boycott the event if you don't agree with it. If you're doing the event at this point, then you're colluding with the enemy. Colluding with the enemy. Look at all this friendly camaraderie. Everybody on my server getting together like after big territory battles and PvP fights and saying good game. What is this wholesome Star Trek Fleet Command content? This is really weird. Nemesis says, while working on editing new events, the current event was running got stopped by accident. Yeah, well, I mean, I can read off the announcements if y'all want me to, but hey, baby, I can see server 11 here. Thought your grade of the last arc was spot on in English accent. I don't know how to do an English accent. But why is my screen so large? This one is because this is actually on BlueStacks. So my main account that y'all are used to seeing me play on, which would be this one. This is through the PC client. And so that I can have two running at one time, this is through BlueStacks. And I don't have it set to have the resolution as nice as the PC version, which I can do with BlueStacks. Like I can actually manually do the resolution and make it better. I haven't. So I should probably end up doing that. Q, thank you for that $1.99 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Jeremy on server 44. Do you know what happened to the Get Cerritos event that was supposed to start today? It wasn't supposed to start today. Who said that the Get the Cerritos event was supposed to start today? Who said that? I didn't say that. I told y'all when that event starts. And thank you. Today's a good day for getting that donate link to drop. I said it started in May. It's not May. It's not May, y'all. I didn't say it started the week after the battle pass ended. I said it starts in May. And then when it starts in May, you'll have 10 weeks. If you start in May and you had no blueprints before, it'll take you 10 weeks to get it. Yeah, I just want to make sure nobody had sent out an incorrect like official statement, like if it was one of the content creators. But I know me and DJ were really clear that it was started in May. What happened with the surprise Turf Wars event-ish? Well, I mean, they announced here. I'll read it out for those who didn't catch it. So it did get a couple of announcements in the official Discord, and we have those posted in mine as well. But here you go. Commanders want to give everyone an update on the Turf Wars event. This was from EcoBoost Engine, by the way. For those who have not got to meet EcoBoost Engine, he is our new community manager. He's been hanging around the streams here and there. Been hanging out with DJ, been really active as of late. So if you're not familiar with EcoBoost Engine yet, you will be quite soon. Here's what EcoBoost Engine said. Want to give everyone an update on the Turf Wars event. While working on editing new events, the current event that was running got stopped by accident. He talks kind of like William Shatner. This wasn't our intention, and we're going to start a new SLB/SMS today. Unfortunately, we can't set the event back to the way it was before it was taken down. Drat, because everybody loved it so much. But we'll be running this new event for 2 days, on the 27th through the 29th. That's actually 3 days, 27, 28, 29. Which is it? Check your numbers so that everyone has time to participate. We'd like to apologize for this and also thank everyone for letting us know. So hopefully we can avoid issues like this in the future. I believe you. Commanders, we'll be providing points to those who participate in the past event for this event as well. When those points are being delivered, we're sure to let everyone know. There's your official announcement from EcoBoost Engine. Official announcement from EcoBoost Engine. Oh, okay, so there you go. If y'all missed what happened, there's the whole spiel. And hopefully you enjoy the horrible accents. 27th time, noon, at noon. Dang, Kronos, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, Kronos. Don't be that guy. You're right, but don't be that guy. Where's your mistake box? There is a mistake box coming. I don't know if there's a mistake box for this coming yet, but there is a mistake box for the heroic SMS that we have coming. Yeah, burning. I know it's 48 hours, but still 3 days. You know what I mean? Kronos is literally a name about time. Man, there's some nerds in here. Y'all better watch out with these nerds. So Scopely officially fired their QA department. It feels like every event is bugged and messed up. Woo. First of all, no, they didn't fire because you're still here. We are the QA department. When did we stop being the QA department? We've always been the QA department. Duh. We have always been the QA department for Star Trek Fleet Command. You thought there was another one? Come on. Be serious. Be serious. Okay. In all non-goofiness aside, yeah, QA has been letting more things slip by than lately. And if it's any consolation, this is something that the devs have been hearing all the content creators, all the moderators complain about for a while. Hey, Ripper. I'm glad to see you on your 8th Gmail account. Good to see you, Ripper. How you doing, bud? How you doing, bud? You know, Ripper, if we want to make people really mad, we can talk about what you and I talked about yesterday. If you want to make people really mad, we could talk about that. What's up, Thiep? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Darth Vader says, why don't they bring the $5 and $10 packs back? Well, Vader, they're in the game. But what happens is when you start to spend a little bit, those packs disappear and you only see the higher price points to encourage you to buy the higher price point packs. They're still there. They are still there. Good evening, Kerngo Trek. And evening, Tarkus. How are y'all doing? Good to see all of our European friends stopping in. Ripper says, let's not talk about that. Ripper says, today's mistake doesn't have anything to do with QA. Okay, true. But I'm still going to gripe about QA for a long time. That's just what I do. It's fun. Ripper, sometimes it's just good to gripe. It's good to vent. That's what it's called. What it needs to be called is me upgrading and updating my BlueStacks here for this insanely bad graphic error I have in the background. But yeah, Ripper, sometimes it's just fun to complain. It's just good to get it out of your system. Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, Garrick. How you doing? Random Red Rambler. Good to see you as well. Your fault for joining late. Work streams are challenging for me. Well, we've only been live for like 12 minutes. So you haven't missed a lot. When will we get a below deck Ferengi for mining support? I cannot guarantee you that you'll get another, or that you will get a below deck Ferengi. You know, I mean, maybe other stuff, but I can't guarantee that you'd get a below deck Ferengi. Did you claim your free officer charge for the day? I have not. In fact, let me actually do that right now. I can go do that on the website and make it pop up on the screen. So who has not claimed their free shard? Y'all got to go claim your free shard. Did I log into the right one? I've got two different Scopely IDs. I got to make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, so it's actually this other browser. Does anybody else save them in different browsers so they can keep up? That's what I do. I've got a Scopely ID saved in Chrome. And then I've got a Scopely ID saved in Firefox. So that way I can just log in real quick. Okay, sign in. Let me go collect my chest so that y'all can see it pop up on my screen. Actually, let me make sure the screen's back just on the main menu. We don't need to give Scopely any confusion about how to populate this pop-up. Oh, scroll down to the bottom. Daily web store reward. Hit claim. There we go. There she blows. 1 officer transponder. Click. My Google just has them both saved and gives me the option. You know, I probably could do that, but let's see what we get today. A Sela shard! Woohoo! Sela! Can the devs add the M rating to the Stella? Easier to plan armadas knowing everyone's research level. What do you mean add it to the Stella, John? Like have a display above the Stella or something? How exactly are you envisioning that? You have 7 transponders that can't finish claiming them. Why not, Matthew? Why not? What's that quantum gift about? Gratificated. That's the free daily thing. Gratificated. I thought you watched every video I put out. That's part of the daily thing. Yeah, Ripper, I don't think it's a horrible idea. I just like to see, you know, how they're envisioning it. I think it'd be a great idea. Because if you have some loser like me with like an M score of 47 and you're trying to go against that 500 million epic, probably leave me out. And I understand. I couldn't be mad about that. You better either battle logs or when joining the Armada, M rating helps more than ship powder. 100% it does. Yeah, Ripper, I'm glad I'm not the only one with the poopy M score. Yours is still better than me. You know, I respect the outlaw tree. I just hate how annoying it is. But I'm trying to think of a visual. But maybe if the M score displayed in the Armada pop-up window. Yeah, I am as well, Ripper. I'm at like 1.2 million or something. But maybe if in the actual Armada window, it displayed the M score of that player. I don't know. It seems, I like that idea. I really do. It's just, I guess it's, what I'm saying is just getting it into a, yeah, so your M score is still about, 30% higher than mine. So I guess in my head, I'm trying to figure out a way to present it. So it's not just an idea to actually say, hey, we would like this, but then also if we implement it in this way. So it's a great idea. Let's see if we can figure that out together today. Let's see. You can claim them on the website and they still add to your account. It's true. You just need to get on your mobile, because if I'm correct, and I can check on my other account, but it still is not populating on the PC client. It wasn't as of a couple days ago. I have not tried in a couple days. So let me go ahead and try that. See if it populates on my PC account. Also, for anybody wondering, no, I'm not sick. This is just allergy season in Louisiana, and I didn't take a Zyrtec this morning. So they usually would just dry me on up. Yeah, there is a timer for like most things in the game. There's a timer, except for the third aid chest. And please God, never let them add that. All right, so I'm going to claim it now. I'm not trying to buy anything. Are you out of your daggum mind? All right, I'm claiming. Let me see if it populates on the PC client. Oh, it did. It finally populated. Sweet. I'm sure some of y'all were already answering that, and I didn't see you because I was going through the window. But, oh, it populated, just didn't. Okay, yeah. So never mind. Yeah, it's still not there. Will we receive more video content from you the week of the move? Of course, Frederick. I am not taking a day off. I am going to have content. Now, I might have to have some content that I've pre-done. But you will get content every day next month. You will get content. I'm not stopping the content. You will still be getting content. So, where did you get those quantum gifts and where do you use it? Cryo! Y'all gotta watch the videos. The quantum gift, if that's what you're referring to, is the score stuff for merging. It's merger stuff. Y'all gotta watch. Y'all gotta watch, man. But yeah, the quantum gift, that's for us merging servers. If you don't remember, this is in the background. This is server 63 that just merged with 62. That is an event and store for merging. And I agree, Meta. The merger stores are pretty lackluster. Sadly, because I'm on a baby account here. I mean, y'all see me. I'm on a level 22 account. I can't show you a lot that would be in the store. But to be completely frank, it's not a great store. It's not. Like, it's not some amazing, you get a ton of resources. So And at level 22, all you're going to see is this. I've got basically what's, an IMS, which is a server-wide completion for killing hostiles and doing armadas. And you get currency based on the server completing that in 4 days. And we'll see if they can do 662,000 points. But yeah, our last really good event store was Duality. And hopefully, if we get another event store soon, it will be good, because we do want to try to push them to give us, about 4 event stores a year. It's what I would like as a nice, healthy number, in my opinion. Can you talk about how they said that 62 and 63 would merge together and the alliance names and such would be 50-50, but it ended up being 63 kept everything? The host server always keeps everything. The host server always keeps everything. So the new server coming in, like if you were merging in and they had the same location, whatever server you're merging into is going to keep all their host stuff. So if they're living at the planet you were living in the same spot, you're going to get moved. Territory gets wiped completely clean. The host server is going to keep everything that was set for them. So 63 wasn't going to have a lot of a change, and then some things stay the same and others end up being, there's a conflict, especially in naming scenarios. But it's been I think it's been pretty smooth so far for the 62-63 merger. Now, at the same time, there's nothing really exciting going on with the merger, but you've heard people from server 62 are ticked off because their packs got nerfed down to 63 levels, which were much less. Scrunch, those, and Ripper, if he's still here, can correct me if I'm wrong, but those are the exact same brackets in terms of pack brackets. So server ages also are in a bracket set together that will determine, like pack prices and stuff. And 62 and 63 were both in the exact same. There should be no difference. And if Ripper's still here, he can confirm that or help look into it. So. No, there's something happening. It's been reported. Thank you, Ripper. Okay. Thank you. I was not aware of that, so that's why we have Ripper here. So there is an issue apparently with that, and it's being looked into. So the packs just dropped for the server 62 people. Fun. Well. And hey, Fenris, how you doing? Is the new arc dropping May 3rd or May 10th? Very soon. Very soon. Okay, very soon implies like today. So not today. Was that Quantum Gift? Oh, Omar, this is because I'm on a merge server. I'm currently on server 63. Hold on, I'm talking to EcoBoost Engine. Okay, is that Soon or Thune? Thune. Very Thune. What's up, Mortis? Hope I'm not butchering your name. Are you still excited? Am I still at excitement 10 plus for the next part? Okay, so yeah, I said coming into lower decks, this past month, I was a 10/11 excitement. Ripper, I'm curious, Ripper, this would be a good time for you to drop this, because yes, Steven, we do give hints on stream. I don't know if y'all paid attention. We've been streaming for 20 minutes. I've actually already dropped 2 hints, but I've dropped them into like normal conversation. So you have to be paying attention. And I didn't notice anybody in the chat catch it. So, but I'll probably repeat those at some point during the show. But in terms of excitement level, I'm curious what Ripper is at excitement level. For me, I would say I'm close to the same, but there are some things from this past month that are making me kind of leery. Like the events that rolled out this past month. I like the idea of some of the events. I don't like some of the rollout of the events. I think we all experienced that. But Yeah, I mean, I'm still pretty excited. I don't want to give everything away on Wednesday, but I will have some hints rolling out that there are some things that, how do I word this? Ripper's mad, but Ripper, you're always mad. Ripper, are you mad because of the conversation we had, or are you mad because of the content? Or both? I'll word that answer in a second. You give everyone a hint new officers are coming. I can go ahead and guarantee you that, yes, there are new officers coming. Let me go ahead and confirm. That is the truth. That is the truth. Reb's excitement level 7 out of 9. So fun enough, Jonathan. When Voyager does come, remind me to use that as a hint. When Voyager is coming, remind me to use that as a hint. Hint number 3 is more money. Need to spend more money. Hey, Kenny, how you doing? Look, let's not pretend like the game doesn't want you to spend money, okay? Of course they do. Are we getting Dog as an officer? First of all, amazing lower decks reference. And 2, how would that even work? How is he supposed to know when Voyager is coming? Well, that's easy. Talk to the devs. Talk to game design. It's just when do you get to say when things are coming, you know? Ripper says it's not horrible. There is still, I don't think, makes much sense, but hey, it's okay-ish. I'm curious, Ripper, and you can private message me that part. What parts you don't think make sense? I'm excited about the structure. I want to see how it pays out. So, you want Picard's dog as an officer? You mean his fish? Or do you mean Archer's dog, Porthos? Or do you mean Picard's dog from Star Trek Picard? Because if my first head went to TNG. So yeah, you want number 1 from Picard. Okay, that makes sense. In my head, I was thinking the fish from TNG, and I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Y'all all right. Don't worry. I'm not going to be all like calling you liars. I love that we have some Trek nerds in here. Archer's dog could be funny. Look, I love Porthos. Porthos was a little cutie. If there's anything to like about Star Trek Enterprise, it was Porthos. Porthos was a cutie. Okay, Ripper. Okay, I 100% agree with you on point 1 that you just said to me, Ripper. Obviously, I can't repeat what you're saying, but I thought the exact same thing when you said it. Exact same thing when you said it. Yeah, the second thing, also agree with you. And I wasn't excited about that the first time around, if you know what I'm saying. And I promise y'all, I'm going to say something to y'all. I'm just having a conversation with Ripper. Ignoring. Yeah. So I get you. So Ripper, for me, the excitement is not necessarily all the things that are coming, but how they are. But yeah, I get what he's saying. So to answer my question before, my level of excitement, I would say is probably, or I'd say an 8. There's a couple things. Let me just go ahead and say, there are a couple things that I'm probably going to complain and moan about. There just are. But there are some things that I think that everybody will really, really enjoy. And I'm being honest. If you didn't like this past month, I think that this will be a month that has a little bit for literally everybody. So Picard's dog could be like a support officer like the Cerritos. Wow, y'all are really trying to just destroy all the hardcore realism fans and like just take away their game entirely. Y'all don't want any realism. Developers ask for ideas for Alliance stations. Will they do a survey? Will CCs do some grab idea streams, or how are we supposed to provide feedback? Sandra, fantastic question. The easiest way to provide feedback is obviously be content creators, moderators, etc. You can put in tickets that have feedback, but what I'll do, and Sandra, if you'd be so kind as to remind me, how about we do this? How about I will make a guaranteed video Friday about, okay, no. Maybe Saturday, because I got a couple of videos I got to work through. So I've got a video about a player who and y'all are going to believe, I promise, many of you are going to call me a liar, but I promise you this is true. I've seen it. It was real, and I have pictures. I'm going to do a video, a new series I'm going to start doing every month. and this is encouraging y'all to, you know, kind of nominate people, is I'm gonna do a player highlight every month of a special player. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna do a highlight every month of a player who is doing something unique or that nobody else is really doing. So this month, and I'm gonna have that video come out, I think tomorrow or Friday. I have to check my editing, but it's about a player who at level 20 faction locked. And if you are not incredibly impressed by that, then you are not a hardcore Star Trek fleet commander. But I'm going to do a video highlighting a player in the game each month about something special and unique that they're doing that nobody else is pulling off. But a level 20 meta says they know someone level 19 in Trilock. You better show it to me before I make this video, because level 20, proven level 20, is the lowest I've seen that's Trilock. I have not seen, and I have asked, I've not seen anybody lower do it. And I have got, you know, I've got proof on screen, no Photoshop. But if you find him before I finish editing this video, I will redo a video. But you better find it fast, meta. Everybody's going, oh my God, and see all the questions you're asking? That's why I make a video, to explain and give you all the answers. It really is kind of crazy. And I have to give them a lot of credit. So, afternoon, O2, how you doing? Thiep? Yeah, and look, if y'all have ideas, if y'all have people you want to nominate, like I said, this is going to be a highlight that I do every month to try to show off some amazing stuff that's happening around the game. And I just really excited about this as an idea. So, starting to get mad at Scopely for repeated event screw-ups. We are basically, if you take away like 2 days, we're basically at over a month straight of mess ups, and it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I'm finally double locked and positive on the third. I'm level 34. Wow, I'm the level 20 player. Yeah. How about the most hated player on each server and why? No thank you at all, Nemesis. That's toxic content, and that's not what I'm trying to do, man. I'm not trying to be like, oh, this person's hated, let's do a video on them. That's not the type of content I'm trying to produce, man. That's negative stuff. I don't like negative. The only negative I like is if we're directing it at Scopely. My job is not to put a negative light on players. My job is to put a negative light when Scopely screws up. I know, Nemesis, but there are people who legitimately think that way, so I'm going to make sure to just put it real clear out there. We're here to brag about people, amazing things that they're doing, and lift people up. Could Scopely throw out a worm battle pass event and add anything else? You want to get rid of worms? You don't like the worms? I thought everybody liked the worms. Yes, this is many complaints. So I actually had this conversation with one of the devs last month, or earlier this month, about if we're going to run worms, then we have to make it, you know, we have to bring it back to like its original purpose. And what I mean by that is worms need to be able to start incentivizing people to get officers again. And that's the argument I was making. So if we're going to keep doing worms, I want to see worms actually provide the officer shards, you know, which was the salvage parts if you weren't here for that. So that's what I'm trying to fight for, not to get rid of worms, but to get us back to earning, you know, the salvage parts, even if it's only here and there in certain events, so that we can get those TOS officers and better sourcing for those. So that's my focus with worms. That's my focus. Just make worms level 40 plus drop parts. Well, here's the tricky thing with that. You can't, I mean, they can, but that's not a dev question. So I talked about this before. Devs in Star Trek Fleet Command are the people who do all your events. They do all of your economy, stuff like that. Game design is the ones who actually determine, say, what an armada pays out. So the devs can't change what worms drop. So like the fact that they drop par still and stuff, I can't go to the dev team and be like, yo, change it. We can go to game design and beg for that. But in terms of the people that, you know, the moderators and content creators have everyday access to and everyday talking to, that's not something in their power. But what we can get them to do is to run events and to focus on events using worms like they did when the TOS arc was here, and then use that strategy to procure officers. And if we do that, I think it's a win-win. Yeah, worms will continue to pay out trash, but if we can actually get the worms to participate in events that get us officer shards, the salvage parts, then I think it's okay. And that's what I'm pushing for. At least lose the token requirements on the highest worm space, or source the tokens. That's the thing. Source the tokens, because once again, if you take away the need for tokens, that's a game design thing. That's not going to be something that the devs can just turn off and on. They don't have an on-off switch for that. That's going to be game design. But if you start sourcing the tokens, especially if you're running an event set, see, that's the problem. Worms does not need to be a one-day event. Worms does not need to be this random one-day event that has one thing. Worms needs to be a full-fledged thing. Like, Worms needs to be something we do on a weekend where our alliance is participating in worm armadas, we're hunting worms solo, and it all adds up to give us officer shards. That's how Worms needs to be run, in my opinion. That's how it should be run. And if you run it like that, you're giving Worms value, you're giving a point to it, and you're sourcing everything needed, like the tokens. But Worm Wednesday, you've already got Cerritos on Wednesday. You got the Cerritos Taco Wednesday. I figured I'd make it as wordy as possible. But anyway, that's the argument that I've been giving. And because there's 350 people in chat right now. If y'all don't agree with what I'm saying, let me know and I'll change it up. But oh man. Since I'm Ops 24, should I focus on the Saladin? Typically at that point, I'm still recommending you spend your officer tokens on, or your faction tokens on officers. At 26 is where I kind of flip that switch. Because you really want to, and I push this a lot, you would really, really like to have all of your faction officers at least tier 3 or tier 4 by Ops 26, because you're doing it every day. So hold on, I'm responding to EcoBoost Engine. All right, sorry. The name is too long. Eco's enough. Well, okay, so it's pronounced Echo, but I like to call him EcoBoost Engine because of how it's spelled. But yeah, Echo's a cool dude. I'm actually just talking to him right now about a few things coming up. How many 1 hour speed ups for research and stuff like that do you have? So which account? On my baby account, not many. On my top account, I've got years worth of repair speed ups, and on this baby account, I have very little. I've only got 117 1 hour speed ups. All right. So what other question we have? Here's a dev idea. Have them allow the app on iOS on the M1 Max. Nothing should be preventing it. Look, that's something I talked to them almost a year ago. And it's something they're supposedly working on. And I've announced that before, that they were working on a version of the game that worked on the M1 processor. And I haven't heard anything since then. You know, and I don't know when they'll actually get around to that. I think it's a great idea. And there's a lot of our player base who are iOS players and who have MacBooks and stuff that, you know, they can't run the PC client. And it'd be great to give them that. I just don't know when they're going to do that. And I don't disagree with you that it's time to ask again. I think it's a fair question. What I'll do, let me actually get out a WordPad real quick, and I'll write that down because I will forget about it. So let me go ahead and type that down. Any update on the M1 version of PC client? All right, I've got it on my list, and I will ask them that later today after the stream, okay? What's the crew for heavy traders again? Is it BevMud Khan or Marcus? It's BevMud Khan or BevMud Talon. Depends on a couple different things you got going on there. But yeah. The correct response to that is when Apple lets them. I don't think Apple is preventing them, to be honest with you. I don't think Apple's preventing anything. All right, what else we got? Or just all Macs is what a lot of work issued computers are. I wouldn't agree with that, Paul. I guess it depends on what field you're working in. People should not be distributing Macs as office PCs. And they weren't doing it when I was an IT director, but I'm also in a very unique part of the country. You know, I'm in the South, I'm in Louisiana. Nobody was issuing Macs in even the digital field, like the media field that we have here. Nobody was running, you know, Macs. Even in the media, which that's typically where Macs like had a strong presence for a long time. But I'm also in Louisiana. So, yeah, education is so obsessed with Macs from the 90s. I wonder if it's just education where you are, because like even in our school systems here, there are no Macs, not even in the colleges. Like the students might have them, but they're not like, that's not what the employees use. So I'm just really sorry. I get really into like cultural things and like how we're different as a society in different places. So that's really kind of interesting to me. But yeah, that's cool. No more half pack on Cerritos. I can follow up on that. If this turns into a full Q&A though, we'll have to shelve some of this. What happened to the observation lounge? David, short answer. Bobe ended up having to get a job, and while she's still streaming, that's taking up almost all of her time, and I understand that. You know, she's still on my stream team and everything, and still streams on Twitch, but we just haven't been able to get together for the podcast. But I still want to do it. It's just getting back into that. I'm a railroader, and we use iPads for our paperwork. That's really cool, Space Lord. Probably because of the expense concerning the Macs in the South. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Moflo. And that's why I was saying it's probably a regional cultural thing for me. And it's just interesting to learn. Be lucky to have an Atari by 2022. Yikes. What are your thoughts on military supremacy? Seems like a lot of kills. Military supremacy has always been a heck of a grind. Not necessarily worth it. And always kind of geared towards pushing you up in level. It's just encouraged to make you level up. So I'm not a big fan of supremacy. If it's running concurrently with things like Crucible of War, that's fine. Do your Crucible of War. But I'm not a huge fan. Can we add an icon on the away team's research screen for the number of service awards we have? Similar to how we have Partrit Lithium. That's a good suggestion. That's a good UI suggestion. That, you know, that, once again, this goes back to, you know, the design team and everything. But I think that's a good suggestion. I mean, speaking of away teams, let me go ahead and throw out a couple. In Ontario's Chromebooks for education, I do see a lot of elementary schools issuing Chromebooks because they're cheap and very limited in what they can do. So it works great for schools and grandmothers. Okay, what else we got here? Apple are really funny about games on the mobile platform that can accept payments outside the App Store. There was a huge legal battle about it recently. Yeah, I get that, guy, but at the same time, Scopely's already set up through Apple to run transactions and purchases. So, you unlocked summoning a week ago? Hey, congratulations. I almost have maxed my discovery. I've got my Valdor now. Y'all will see the Valdor out in videos here relatively soon. But my disco is one part away, and I am 900 parts away in that one part until finally having a max discovery after all this time. All right, so why don't I double click to add officers? No reason, just, you know, not double clicking. What are the requirements for military supremacy? Have not been able to get that event since I built the Enterprise back in January. So there are several variables that go into military supremacy depending on your level. And some of that is ships that you have unlocked. So like if you've unlocked some of the ships and everything that you should have at your level, you're not going to see military supremacy. But it does vary. Like, so what the requirements are in the 20s are different than like 30 plus. Like I haven't had military supremacy on my main account in probably close to 2 years. So why they keep trying to make turf wars a thing? Victor, because believe it or not, a lot of people like turf wars. Me and DJ really enjoyed turf wars. I also understand, I talk about this all the time, it's going to be very unique to your individual server and your gameplay. and your feedback is wanted. And I was actually talking to one of the devs yesterday for about 30 minutes, giving feedback on Turf Wars and how they need to make it better if they're going to continue to run it. So those conversations are happening. But here's the honest answer. Here's the honest answer, Victor. Turf Wars, love or hate, this past Turf Wars event that we had was one of the most active times of territory the game as a whole has experienced since territory ever came out. So while it is not perfect, and Turf Wars definitely needs work, a lot of people enjoy it. Not everybody does. And that's the thing with PvP. PvP is something that people either really enjoy or really hate, and there's not a lot of middle ground. So you're going to have a lot of people who hate the Turf Wars because of how the XSLB was. And my feedback to them was that the XSLB needed major point adjustments. I actually liked that the XSLB was there, but I hated that it was completely open-ended. Like a level 50 attacking a level 20 in territory for the same amount of points was stupid. You know, those type of scorings doesn't work. And it's our job to try to give them feedback to find a way to make it work, but not in a way to where it only works for a certain group of people, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do with them. And how long was I level 39? Over a year. I don't think that people have to do that anymore, though. The economy for 3-star has been improved 2 times specifically since I started camping at 39. A lot of players won't need to camp at 39 as long as I camp there. The whales definitely enjoy Turf Wars, slaughtering all ships. Once again, Kevin, it's easy to say that. And of course, Turf Wars definitely this last time around favored the whales. But if it was just the whales, then the game would not have seen the most territory activity it has had probably since territory came out. So yes, the whales enjoyed it, but it wasn't just the whales. And that's what I try to get across. There are a lot of people who enjoy it, including non-spenders. Doesn't mean everybody did. Y'all did not. And I'm not saying it's like an 80-20 thing. It's probably about a 50-50. But that's still a large, I mean, you're still talking about if 50-50 enjoyed it, that's still hundreds of thousands of players who enjoyed it. I mean, maybe only a couple 100,000, but still, that's a lot of players. So it's finding a way to make that closer to 80-20 instead of just getting rid of it altogether. Kevin says more people would participate if you don't lose points for losing a battle. Agreed. That was a stupid thing. Brian says most activity does not equal enjoy. Brian, a lot of times it does. Like for all the people saying that they don't like it right now, I've had people tell me how much they liked it. You know, that's the thing. You have to be very careful. You can't use personal experience to determine, you know, feedback. And also, you have to be very careful and mindful of echo chambers. For example, most every message I get on Facebook is a positive feedback. I very rarely have people come on Facebook private messaging me or Discord private messaging me saying, this is terrible, fix it. Anytime there's negative feedback, people are generally willing to go do that and put that in the official Discord or on my Discord. It's very common. But if y'all have noticed, because some of the people who do the negative feedback can be kind of, I'm not saying any of y'all, obviously, but like on the official Discord, it could be a little bit toxic. Not everybody's as willing to go out and say, hey, this is really fun, especially when the negative sentiment is being said. So you have to be very mindful of echo chambers. And when things aren't going well, what happens is people will come together, whether it's good or bad, and you'll have just this one person says it and another person rebounds it and another person, it just snowballs to where only those people are talking. You have to be mindful that that doesn't represent everybody. So to a degree, there's truth. If there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of enjoyment, even if you didn't enjoy it. So just be mindful. And I'm trying to make it where it works, not get rid of it entirely. But if it ends up not working, then it just never works. And Victor says, don't get me wrong, Turf Wars 2.0 was better than the first one. And I do think even though it had a horrible aspect, especially with the negative points thing, it was still better. And I will also add, one of the number one complaints from players about 6 to 8 months ago, especially, was that territory was dead. Nobody moved in territory and that territory was locked. That territory was basically useless now and nothing happened anymore. That's not the case now. Territory is once again active and moving. In fact, on my main account, I can't really show you on the baby account because, as you can see, after the merge, it's being reset and everybody's, you know, reconquering and everything. But on my main account, the whale alliances are still trying to recapture territory. Like, they're still going back to getting their 3-star territories. So it varies server to server. Ripper says their alliance hasn't moved since territory launched. On server 20, it became a huge, everybody's fighting everywhere. Like, we had 20 or 25 alliances all competing heavily in Turf Wars on server 20. So it varied everywhere. Wonder how space stations are going to affect territory in the future. It's a great question, John. And just to speak on what somebody was talking about earlier, we are going to be trying to gather feedback and ideas from y'all about the alliance stations, because that's something they've actually requested. So I think it was Sandra earlier. They're going to remind me, and I'm going to try to set it up for maybe this weekend. We're going to do a video devoted entirely to taking ideas for alliance stations. And then we'll probably take a look at how games like Star Trek Online and Eve Echoes use alliance stations to see if we can pull from those and see if we can get that type of stuff in Star Trek Fleet Command. A lot of activity does not mean enjoyment. It's bad to make that assumption. WEC, but nobody's making that assumption. What I'm saying is, I've seen it. You know, one of the benefits of being in my position is I work with thousands of players a week, and that's not an exaggeration. I can tell you, not all the sentiment on Turf Wars is bad. There was a lot, I mean, a very large group of people who seriously enjoyed Turf Wars. But there is some truth. It's not complete truth, but there is some truth to activity equals enjoyment. Because what did we just have with this Parstill event? Upgrade the station heroic. There are a lot of people simply not doing it at all because they don't like it. There is an event participation metric that helps determine whether something's good or bad. It's not the only thing, though. That's the key. It's not the only thing, but there still is some truth to that. It's one of the things that you have to take into account. Corey and my alliance got kicked out of one of our 3 territories that helped lead to a war with another alliance. Activity. You know, wars can bring out some negative stuff like toxicity, but also wars actually promote activity by a lot. So at what point should I consider past 12 million faction rep? Generally in the level 39 range. Remember that when you get to 30 million faction rep, you have to start doing 4-star dailies. You have to start killing, 40 plus hostiles and stuff. So you want to be ready to actually do that. So typically I'll wait till 38 or 39. So you're in that deep space range, even if it's the very beginning of deep space, to make it easier. Turf Wars was amazing. Loved it. Yeah, there you go, Adam. And I promise y'all, and this isn't trying to knock me, I do not have that many whales who actively participate. I am more the man of the people. DJ is the one who has the more spenders in his clientele. So I promise you that we are not sitting here with the people who enjoy Turf Wars and all are whales. It's going to vary player to player. Ripper's correct. Event completion rates are important, which is why I told people, if you don't like this stupid Parcel event, do not participate in it, because they track that. What's the next soft camp after 29? 35. So soft camping implies doing a jump. So in my 29 video, I talk about 29, 31, 33, where you're completing just enough, you're catching up, but you're moving semi-quickly. So how far should I upgrade a jelly? Building a Valdor at 42. So Mike, not that I'm trying to get you to not watch the live stream, but did you see my video yesterday? I actually talked about this a little bit. I talked about how high I'm taking my jelly, what I'm going to do with my Valdor, and my whole plan, because I'm in the same boat that you are. My jelly's probably not going past tier 6. I've already got it at about 5.5. I really don't need to take it past that, but tier 6 is probably what I'll stop out of OCD, because I've already upgraded 4 parts on my ISS jelly. It really bugs me that it's not completed, so I'll take it to tier 6 and stop, just because I have OCD. But tier 5 jelly is really as much as you need. The absolute max you can argue the ISS jelly is tier 7, and that's really if you're not going to be doing the uncommon ships. You can take your ISS to tier 7 if you're not going to do the uncommons. But if you're going to do the uncommons, tier 5 is probably where you're good to go. You have everything you need. Maybe tier 5 with the warp engine, just to get that little bit of extra warp. To what that would be warp. A tier 6 would be warp 90. What is it? I'm blanking. Tier 6 warp engine, warp 85 for the ISS jelly. Warp 85, which will get you to places like New Calgary and everything. So Does my auger generate more armada damage than my jelly? Mine does, yes. But it depends on what I'm fighting and where I'm at. But in general, yes. Is there an argument to not getting the 4-star uncommon ships? There is, Steven. Yeah. And here's that argument for me, and I talk about this a lot. If you are, say, let's say you went from level 39 to level 42, which is something I talk about doing if you prepare for, and you're at level 42 and you know that you can get to level 46 in about 6 months or less, you really shouldn't bother with the uncommon 4-star ships. If it's going to take you like 8 months or more to get to 46, like it is for me, yeah, build an uncommon ship. And me and Ripper actually had this conversation yesterday. It was for a different reason, but we had this conversation. Nobody maxes out their uncommon ships. Nobody maxes out 4-star ships really because the cost is so ridiculous. So even my Valdor, I'm really only going to take to about tier 5 because I'm still focusing on the level 46 rares where I'll get the Coronar and the Pylum. So it's kind of finding that like happy balance. But as I talked about my video, and since I really want Mike to go watch it, I don't want to give away too much, but the warp range on the uncommons is a really nice boost. The counter to that, your Franklin has really nice warp range. You know, you've got specialty ships that give you warp range now. So I know military supremacy is a bad event, but should I be concerned if I don't see it when I normally do? Photo Geek, if you're not seeing military supremacy, that basically means you've kind of like progressed out of it. Because the entire premise of military supremacy is encouraging people to like level up and catch up. So you probably have just leveled out of it. Wow. Yeah, we just a random message I get on server 63. For the record, this par still improve your base event sucks. Might be one of the worst ones yet. So good to know that everybody still strongly dislikes that. Yeah. Happy Wednesday as well, Dylan. Just curious, what level do 4-star rare ship blueprints start appearing in the Armada chest? You talking about the rare Armada chest? In the 4-star range? Because they're not in the uncommon. And which 4-star ships are you asking about? The rares? I'm sorry, I guess I should pay attention. That's only going to be in the epic. It's not going to be in the rare chest, I don't think. That'll be in the epic chest around Ripper's at 45. Are epic deep space armadas all 4-star chest? Well, no, it's the same credit, Gradumacated. It's the same credit. Like you use the same epic armada credit for a G4 pack as you do a G3 armada pack. It's the same credit. And thank you, Adam. Yeah, 45, thought so. There's not like a different credit for epic armada chests that are 4-star chests and 3-star. It's the same one. Rev ready to play Tarkov Pain without traders and flee for the next 5 days? Well, I don't have the trade open anyway, crazy. I'm only level 13 in Tarkov. So I'm not really missing anything there. Let's see my ISS. My North Star tier 6. Ugh. Leveling up stuff is such a pain. Especially when you don't have ridiculous Latinum because I don't have a Devore yet. Do you like the 40s better than the high 30s? Kevin, there are benefits to every level range of Star Trek Fleet Command. There are things that in Star Trek Fleet Command for the level 20s that I really, really, really love, man. Like there are some aspects of the 20s that I can argue are the best parts of the game. Then there are parts of the 30s that I think are the best parts of the game. And in the 40s, there's a lot of fun. It just depends on what you're kind of focusing on and what you enjoy, but there's literally parts of this game for everything. Why don't ships get XP from mining? Roy, great question. It's actually something we've been wanting for about 3 years. And this just goes back to like a design thing. Yeah, it's sorry, talking to EcoBoost Engine. Oh. Okay, at what level do we get to see G4 epic mats from the refinery and event rewards? So I've already got, it depends. Okay, events are going to vary event to event. Refinery is always going to suck, so don't worry about it. Like you do your refinery, but you don't care about your refinery. That's what I try to tell people. And I don't know if y'all are aware of this website, but there is a website called STFC STFC.space. If you've never gone to STFC.space, it was created by Ripper, our friend here in the channel, and probably the most knowledgeable non-Star Trek Fleet Command employee in existence. And he has more knowledge of the game than some of those said employees, which is kind of sad and kind of cool at the same time. If you go to STFC.space, you will notice a little spot that you can click, a little tab for events. Now, the cool thing about that events is you can actually go into level ranges and see what that event pays out for each individual bracket. Fantastic website. Check it out if you haven't already. That's all I've got to say. I'm done plugging Ripper. He's ungrateful. I'm not plugging him ever again. How dare I even do it the first time? But like, if you went and pulled out the Second Contact Elite SLB right now, you could go see that if you finished in first place, even if you're not there, it should pay out like 100 million Parsteel tokens, or 101 million Parsteel tokens, pay out Beckett Mariner shards, things like that. So check out that if you have not. Very, very helpful tool. Yeah, Ripper did not pay me to do that at all. Definitely didn't. I've actually let me just say this. Ripper never asked, so I'll ask for him. I've donated to Ripper's, I actually did it through DJ's PayPal, but Ripper has a Patreon page set up. STFC.space is one of the most useful tools in the game, and if y'all want to support it, I encourage y'all to support content creators, and that's not just Rev Deuce. So while you can donate to me, donate to Ripper as well, because what Ripper is doing doesn't get as much, frontline view because he's not making videos and streaming and twerking his butt off on Twitch. But definitely make sure you're supporting all content creators. Definitely make sure you're supporting all content creators. And thank you, Greg K, for dropping the donate link. Can you say the website name slower and with less of a Louisiana accent? Kind of insulted. I mean, I don't feel like I speak with much of an accent. I feel like I enunciate and articulate very well. Thank you. However, yes. In fact, I'll take it one step further. One, why don't I remove this North Star before it gets blown up? And two, why don't I just put it on the screen? How about that? We'll just straight rep the brand here. Transition. STFC. So Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, Charlie, .space. Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, Charlie, .space. STFC.space. You'll come down to this part right here. And then you can go through the events, sort them by level, sort them by date range, whatever you need to do. You can reset your filters and just see like what's out today. And then you can actually like click on one. So I'm just going to randomly click on Second Contact SMS. You can see the rewards brackets right here. So level 60, it's the exact same actually. But anyway, STFC.space, Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, Charlie. There you go. My Louisiana accent is so thick. Yeah. Maybe the sinus drainage is throwing him off. Maybe that is the case. I definitely have a deeper, more suave voice today. I don't think that's what it is at all. Is leveling an officer as important as promoting them? It depends, PY. Obviously, officer experience can be tough to come by if you're flying through a lot of upgrades and events. The key for me is officers that have high stats in a particular area. So obviously, when you promote an officer, you're making their officer ability better, which is really good. But like, would I want to spend 1 million officer experience on an uncommon officer? Probably not, because rares and epics have higher stat values. And for purposes like away teams and stacking stats on your ship, you're going to want those stats to be focused mostly on the bigger officers because they're going to have better stats. And of course, Michael, happy to help. Oh my gosh, Skinny. I'm going to pop you. Ripper accepts payment and pizza. Does Ripper even like pizza? Ripper Shenanigans like pizza? Ripper Shenanigans makes the game more enjoyable. Ripper Shenanigans does. If y'all want any reason to follow Ripper, Ripper put out a shenanigan for the PC client that gets rid of global chat. Yeah, he got rid of global chat for you. Think about it. Pineapple pizza is good. Argue with your mother. Argue with your mother. Why do I feel like there was a missed Waterboy reference regarding the accent? I wasn't going to go there, but yes, maybe. Yes, maybe. Hey, pizza ovens are good. I know he has a pizza oven. I don't know if I'd call that obsessed, though. I would just call that fancy. Like, Ripper's the kind of guy that would enjoy watching Frasier reruns. So. And yeah, Gabe, Star Trek Fleet Command was in the chat. I'm pretty sure that's just EcoBoost engine running from the... I'm pretty sure that was just EcoBoost engine in here from the STFC account and not his personal account. That's hearsay pineapple pizza. I'm a guy who grew up in New York. I've had New York style pizza. I've had Chicago style pizza in the cities, by the way. I'm not saying I had Chicago style pizza in Des Moines, Iowa. I've had Chicago pizza. I've had New York. I have had pizza everywhere. And let me just go ahead and say, pizza is good. Don't be so closed-minded. Try things. The flavor profile makes sense. You're taking something sweet and something savory. It's one of the most basic flavor profile concepts in cooking. Sweet, savory. It works. Now, does that mean that you will like everything that's sweet and savory design? No. But all the people who are like, yeah, no pineapple on pizza. That's just because you're like stuck in your tradition that, you know, you want this perfect Italian margarita pizza. No, pizza can be whatever you want it to be. Open your mind. Have I had Sicilian style pizza in Sicily? Now that I've not had. Now that you can call me out on. Rev has not had Sicilian style pizza from Sicily. No, I've not had that. Pizza is garbage food. Everything can go on it. That is a horrible way to say that, but it's kind of true. Oh, wow. Biggest, of course, of all the content creators. Just FYI for our Star Trek Fleet Command chat friends, don't say that in chat. Oh, you're not a pizza snob? I'm just snotty. I'm just a snot. That's what I am. I'm like a third grader right now. What officers affect Cerritos boost bridge or second tier? Huh? What do you mean, Flashman? What do you mean, Flashman? As I sniffle. Also, I gave a shout real quick to somebody who's donated to the house fund. Charles, we love you. We appreciate you. Charles, hit that donate button to come donate to me. Now, Charles, I'm going to ask this. Is your name already on the wall? Because it is now. If it wasn't before, it is now. I'm going to update it. You're going to see it updated there on the screen. Thank you, Charles, for supporting me and my family. Because as a content creator, I can't do what I do without you. Literally, it all is dependent about people watching the channel, donating. So thank you so much. Are there any officers that affect ship ability? No. There are ship abilities that affect officer abilities. Think about it. Maybe you'll figure out. But, will we get a wall update in the captain's course on Discord? You will. I'm actually going to try to get that by the end of the day, Graduated. But yes, I've got to go back and add them all up. Hey, Triax, good to see you. Do you think the extra dock is worth the money? I will say for me, I found use out of my extra dock and I'm level 42. I do have use for it. Is it worth buying? Worth is such a relative statement. I am really never the person that comes out and says, y'all need to spend money in Star Trek Fleet Command. Does it have value? It does. For me, it is a permanent miner spot. And I know that sounds stupid, but I use mine. It basically is 100% of the time for where my either amalgam or my meridian is. And it's just a permanent. That has value to me. But is it worth $100? That's completely on y'all. I try not to tell people to go buy something. But is it useful? Yes. And I would also argue that it's not unbalanced. What I mean by that is you do not get a second gun. So like if you've got another dock, obviously that's another ship in defense, but it does not give you a extra gun that then makes you kind of like overpowered or, you know, stronger than your peers in base defense, because the ship is not the hardest. The ships aren't what make base defense good. The guns are what make base defense good. Your ships are basically just fodder. So there's not an extra gun to kind of offset power there and everything. Now, if there was, I guess you could argue that it was worth even more, but yeah, there's no plans for a new gun on the one that you buy, and you just end up with an extra dock, which is really handy. And I can tell you that I wish I had an extra dock right now at level 22, only having 3 ships. Jason says, if we donate to the baby fund, will our name be put on the baby? Sorry, no. No, I'm not going to ride on the baby. But I appreciate you joining the baby fun. I'll appreciate you. Does that count? Does that count? You do loads of mining, but still level 33? Hey, I had somebody come to me talking about how much mining is one of their favorite parts of the game, and I can't relate. I hate mining in this game. Me and Ripper are probably the most anti-mining content creators in existence, but I still mine Meridian every day. Tattoo the name on the baby sounds like a good idea. So if y'all want me to tattoo my baby, you would literally have to send me millions of dollars so I can pay all the court bills when CPS tries to come and take the baby away from me. So if y'all will send me several $1,000,000 to make sure that I keep my baby after I've tattooed your name on it. Yeah. To me, this is a mining game with crappy SMS elements and slight PvP. So James, you just described real life war. Real life war is mostly sitting around logistics and then like 1% combat. So, I mean, it's still a war game to me, but I understand where you're coming from. Just use a series of temporary tattoos. Now that I can do. We're in the hospital with a magic marker to put names on the baby. Tell you what, $10,000 donation. I will Sharpie your name on the baby's head after birth. $10,000 donation. I will Sharpie. It'll come off. I'll Sharpie a name on there. Exactly, Ripper. That's the point I'm making. You know, realistically, you know, war is not like Escape from Tarkov. Yeah. Even though I really enjoy Escape. If y'all have not seen Escape from Tarkov, if y'all are into first-person shooters, I've been streaming it on Twitch. Really encourage you to come check it out. It's a lot of fun. But all right, Flashman, I was 100% joking. I'm not actually going to put marker on a baby that's not healthy. I'm joking, y'all. I promise. Nobody's going to send me 10 grand anyway. On your level 42 account, how far are you from 1 billion faction lot? Well, very far. About 800 million rep. About 800 million rep. I promise y'all I was not really going to mark my child. It was a joke. I'm a content creator. You can't trust things that we say. It's just normal. You could do a baby shirt that has the top donations. That is a more pragmatic idea. Yeah. Omar, if you got 10 grand in the bank, we'll make a deal, buddy. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm more into Doom when it comes to FPS. Fine, Fenris. Don't watch me play video games. Jerk. Y'all are jerks. Every single one of you. Just a bunch of jerks. But yeah, on our STFC streams, we just focus here on the YouTube channel is only Star Trek, but we do play a couple other games on Twitch, and they're a lot of fun, especially if you're an old school gamer like me. What I mean by old school gamer, I grew up on real-time strategy games, Age of Empires, Star Trek Armada, stuff like those. We play real-time strategy games on my Twitch, you know, Civilization, Company of Heroes, Hearts of Iron. So if you want to do something that's not just Star Trek, check out the Twitch channel. Just come hang out, have some fun. But yeah. You're kidding? It's going somewhere else this Friday? Well, dang, Omar. Thanks a lot. Get me all excited. Now, Dim is correct. This is, and I know y'all are all joking. If somebody donates 10 grand to me, yeah, I'll tattoo something on my body for you. Sure. Sure. I will tattoo something on my body at 10 grand. Yeah, feel free. Are you seeing the new Dune RTS based on the old Dune RTS games? I've heard about it, but I've not seen it. I know there's another Diablo game coming out as well. And I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with our stream team, because I know y'all on YouTube don't come over there very often. But by the way, there's 425 people here. Can y'all hit the like button? Like, nobody's hit the like button. But Beck Likes Plants. She plays Star Trek Fleet Command. You should have seen her YouTube channel so far. She also is a huge Diablo player. Huge Diablo player. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Homeworld too. I played Homeworld growing up, and I bought the Homeworld Remastered Edition like 3 years ago. What are the proper steps to unlock the Valdor and be able to level it up to a useful level? Winston, fantastic question. I did just have a video yesterday about the Valdor, but that was mostly showing off the Valdor that I'd gotten. My steps, level 39 is where you start preparing to get a Valdor if you're choosing to do that. So you get an ISS Jelly. That's step 1. ISS Jelly Brawl, Parabellum. These two events are going to be your primary way to source two different things, y'all. So pay attention. You're sourcing ore for the buildings. Okay, so you do need ore to upgrade the Valdor because explorers like gas first and then ore. But the buildings are what's going to get you. For example, going from ops 41 to 42, I think the raw cost is 40,000 uncommon ore. With research, you can get that down to like 22,000, 24,000, depending on where your research is at. So you're going to need a lot of ore and you're going to need a lot of gas. But if you start at level 39 by getting an ISS jelly, and this is why everybody tells you, do not take your ISS jelly past like tier 5. Because you don't want, here, let me switch over to my main account real quick and start showing y'all some of my prices, okay? So Q, snap, now. Okay, so let's start taking a look at my comparison. So here's my tier 5.5 ISS jelly. The cost to upgrade each part is honestly not that much. Like, you're going to look at 2,600, be like, holy crap, that's expensive. When you get into the 40s, you start getting a lot more 4-star materials. And with the ISS jelly events, the Parabellum and the Brawl, you're able to start stockpiling these very early on. I've got 12,500 ore left after getting to 42, after upgrading all the buildings to build the Valdor. So if you start at 39, it's really easy to transition into the Valdor. And the reason that we don't take our ISS jelly past tier 5 is so that we're not buying, like if I had not purchased these 3 and I didn't have OCD, I would not have even done these 3 upgrades. I did the warp engine, and then I did the impulse and the armor. I really didn't even need the impulse and the armor. Getting to tier 5 is not expensive on the ISS and will do every daily you need to do for a long time. It'll kill all the hostiles you need, throw PMC on it, it works perfectly fine. And then you're able to have the resources needed to pop into the auger, which, as you know, very early on is only going to want commons. So if you have 24,000 gas and a 12,000 ore, and this is where I'm going to pull up our good friends over at STFC.space. I have enough right now to get me into, I think, tier 3-ish right now after getting all the way to 42. Let me take a look. So if I do a range of costs and I want to go to tier 5, I would need 26,000 uncommon ore, but that's total, not counting research, to cut that in half, and 57,000 gas. So I could get to maybe tier 4. Did I call it an auger? Valdor, it's on the screen. It's right here. Dang it. You see it. You know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Edwin, also the ship explorer parts efficiency, which if y'all didn't notice, I'm actually researching that right now. But yeah, Valdor, Valdor. Also, one of the things that you, I'm never going to live that down calling this thing an auger, am I? Also, one of the things that you want to do is at level 39, scrapping ships. One of the things that you get used to for 4-star economy, scrapping ships all the time. Scrap. Yesterday, I just finished my scrap of my Legionary, which gave me several thousand uncommon ore. The reason you start focusing on Legionaries, though, is because you're going to start getting a lot of gas added up, where there are a few buildings that take gas. The research buildings take gas. Let me show them to you real quick. So if you go into the interior of my station here, you look at, say, the engine technology lab, you see it's going to take gas. But your buildings, your big buildings like the ops, are going to eat up a ton of ore. So scrapping Legionaries and Mayflowers, doing those in conjunction with the events at 39, by the time you get to 42, you'll be able to do what I did. You'll be able to do what I did and fly through and have that Valdor ready to go and be able to tear it up a little bit and just be able to take it out. You have a 6 million ship. You'll be excited. And the good thing about it is, even though we talk about battle power not really meaning anything, the fact that I can take this thing to tier 3 and have like a 6 million power ship and immediately be better than anything I had ship power wise at 39 is exciting. It's exciting. Now, it's still not my strongest ship. You know, my Enterprise at 5.6 with, I don't even think, yeah, at 5.6, that's my best at the moment. And then I've got a 5 mil auger. Then I've got a 5.3 jelly, and that one doesn't have its officer bonuses. That's just the hostile one. So the ISS is closer to the Enterprise when it actually is running officers. But yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, G4 guns do take gas. But remember, I don't recommend upgrading guns unless you have to. No reason to upgrade these unless you need to upgrade them. Because the docks are going to take the crystal. But save that for events, y'all. You don't have to have all your guns going to 42 So do I have a D4? I have a D4. My D4 is only tier 5 though. So here's my Intrepid. Let's swap it out for a Burrell because how dare I have the Intrepid out. But here's my D4. So I've got one. It's just a baby. My D4 is just a baby. Lisa, I will. Thank you so much for telling me to do that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. By the way, yes, that was EcoBoost Engine who was here in the Star Trek Fleet Command account earlier. We gotta give a shout out real quick to Max. Dude, I love your last name. I love your last name. Don't ask why. I just do. Just love your last name. But shout out to Max real quick. I'm gonna add it in here. Thank you so much for this donation to the house fund and to the baby fund. Thank you so much. And also, got to give a shout out to Miss Lisa. Says, thanks for being the best content creator ever. That is my goal. Even though I don't know the difference between an auger and a Valdor, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you all both so much for donating to me and the kids. I really can't thank you enough. I appreciate it. Just got your Enterprise. Should tier 5 it right away or wait for an event? I would wait for an event, honestly. Because if you go to tier 5, you're going to spend a few thousand gas. So I would wait. I would wait. Who's Echo? Hey, EcoBoost Engine's here. EcoBoost Engine, good to see you. Also, you're literally the first community manager to ever use the official account to come comment on YouTube. Oh, good to see you, EcoBoost Engine. For those that have not met him yet, probably the most personal or personable CM we've had in a while. Here's your new community manager. One of the reasons to come to the Star Trek Fleet Command streams. Y'all now inundate him with questions. Tell him everything that he's doing wrong. Tell him how to fix his game, how to fix his code. And y'all go ahead and throw everything at EcoBoost Engine right now. Y'all all say, hey, okay, be friendly first. Y'all say welcome and stuff. Like give a little bit of love before you tear him apart. But he has no idea what he's walking into. Actually, let me tell y'all a little secret about EcoBoost Engine here. He kind of insulted y'all. Just a little bit. He kind of insulted y'all. And let me explain how. Let me explain how. He kind of insulted. Because he had been warned. Hold on. Listen first. Listen first. He had been warned that like the official Discord and the player base when they got mad could be kind of toxic. Like he specifically said that when y'all were so upset the other day, he expected more pitchforks and more torches. He actually said y'all weren't good enough at complaining. And I was just taken aback. I was shocked. He called y'all too wholesome to complain. I mean, he literally said he expected more pitchforks and more fire. And I'm just sitting here like, how dare you say that about my community? So he called y'all wholesome. He called y'all a good community. It's awful. It's absolutely terrible. Azure with the most important question of the day so far for the community manager. Why do you prefer the EcoBoost over the giant V8 in the slightly older Raptor? Go. So we can throw the toxic here. Ripper says I want a new CM now. Yes. Fire him. Don't fire him. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. It is Panic 2.0. I will say one flaw I have with EcoBoost Engine. He's trying to adopt the poop emojis are actually a good thing mantra. No, they're bad. Stop it. Don't promote poopies. Eco, pick the second star to the right and run. Love the Star Trek reference. I will say this. Look, and I'm going to be doing an interview with EcoBoost Engine here very soon. But for all of you Star Trek fans out there, one of the things that I love about him is he has already dedicated himself. He's watching the series right now. Like he's watching Star Trek actively. He's studying the game. He's coming to me for game questions. I know he does the same thing with DJ. Like I'm explaining to him what mitigation is in the game. This is a dude who's literally dedicating himself to y'all, which is really weird because it should be his game. Like this should be his job. But it's nice to see people doing their job, you know? It's nice to see. Can we get a hand clap in the chat for somebody doing their job? We love to see doing the job. Okay, enough hand clapping. Who's the actual game questions? Run more Borg and Apex events? Accurate. Do that. Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, there we go. We got some claps. We love the claps. Good job doing your job. We're too wholesome. Hey, wholesome people clap. Start doing your job and get us a bonus refinery. Sapphire, don't insult me. I have gotten 3 bonus refineries in the past like 8 months, okay? I have been doing it. I'm doing my job. I can't get them every month. I'm not a magician. I don't have, look, I know y'all think this is what I am, but I'm not a magician that can just pull bonus refineries out of my flat bill hats, okay? This is a nice hat. Look at the texture of this hat. Isn't this nice? Isn't this nice? But yeah, I can't just pull them out of a hat. I have to have a logic. I have to bring them logic. Like, I can't just go to the devs and be like, give me bonus refinery or give me death. I have to actually give them a reason. Like, yo, okay, so here's why we need a bonus refinery right now. Okay? Why can't we have a bonus refinery every month? Because they would never agree to give the economy such an influx of uncommons at one that much. That would basically be doing a permanent economy upgrade. The bonus refinery is not meant to be a permanent economy upgrade. The bonus refinery is meant to be exactly what it sounds like, a bonus. So I have to, I have to give them a reason of why we deserve a bonus. Now, what you're more arguing for is for the refinery itself to get better. That we will always agree on. But a bonus refinery is meant to be a bonus. So I agree with you that the refinery itself could be better and that it sucks. Everybody agrees the refinery sucks. It has sucked since the beginning. It has sucked forever. And for the time being, it will continue to suck. But bonus refineries and improving the refinery are 2 different conversations. My ISO miner's on a 0 node. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I wasn't OPC though. I wasn't OPC. Fix generators first? You mean the generators that don't do anything? You mean these level 41 generators I have that I just click on to upgrade and spend resources? You mean these don't do anything for me? That is insane. Yeah, Crucible of War. Look, we made a video about this. Crucible of War has not been updated since it came out. It's had a minor update for higher level players. Swarm Sunday has not been updated, really, since it came out. We were promised an update. EcoBoost Engine, you're here, so listen to this. We were literally promised an update to Swarm Sunday last year, 13 months ago. I think 14 months ago. We were literally promised an update, and it has not happened at all. Get to it, EcoBoost Engine. Fix your game. Fix your game. You believe most of the mid-arc events need a major overhaul? They all do. They all do. They all do. But yeah, specifically, Crucible of War, Swarm Sunday, things that have been in the game for a while, have not gotten any updates, need a huge upgrade. Please watch Rev's video on updating Cal. Yeah, and I think actually I put out that video before Eco was really kind of kicking into his job, so I don't think he's even gotten to see that one. But yeah, we've made videos about the Swarm Sunday, Crucible of War needing an upgrade, all of that. So hopefully we'll get that. Hopefully we'll get that. We'll keep pushing for it because the game, as it gets better, people enjoy it more. When people enjoy it more, they share it with their friends. The game grows, and we just keep hoping for that. The ISO rush is awesome. I do like Isogen. I love me some Isogen, man. Speaking of, we got to put that back out real quick. Claim your 4-hour chest. I will. Give me a second. I got to go find another node to jump on real quick with this Meridian. We'll throw that one over there. Go hop back here. We have 423 viewers, only 177 likes. Chat's got to do better. Yeah. Hey, look, if y'all did not know this, hitting the like button and the dislike button helps out a content creator. So if you hit the like button, it helps us grow the channel. And if you want to help the channel grow, hit the subscribe button. I know all 420 of you are not following this channel. It's not possible because half of the people who watch my channel have never hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you $1. Hit that subscribe button. Help us grow. Help us do more Star Trek content. Help us have a bigger voice. Because remember, I have no voice. I'm an entertaining random ginger on your screen. I have no power except the power you give me. The only reason that I can punch EcoBoost Engine in the throat and kneecap the dev team is because you give me the ability to do so. And thank you for that. So hit the channel, follow, hit the like if you haven't already. You're following and subscribe, so I guess I can assume I'm perfect. Jonathan, of course. Any idea where's the compensation chest from this heroic outrage? Well, speaking of questions that community managers could answer, hey, EcoBoost Engine. When is that coming out? When is that coming out? Would you like to inform the people? Yeah, Jonathan has donated before. So yes, Jonathan is part of our house fund. Make everything relevant. Everything you do in the game should help you progress somehow. Getting bored as BPs in deep space is not helping progress. Agreed, David. I agree. Eco says, we're trying to plug you. What was the question? The question was, you announced yesterday that we would be getting a oopsie chest, is what we called them, for the event that launched about, you know, the big one we all complained about, the station upgrade event and all the par steel. You said in your announcement that there would be an oopsie chest coming out. When is that oopsie chest coming out? I'm going to assume all he can say is soon. Usually they don't like giving out specifics. But since you're here and I'm going to put you on the spot, when will there be that? You called it a bundle. Sapphire says before Christmas. She is right. I can guarantee it'll come before Christmas. But they called it a bundle. We called it an oopsie chest. It's coming, and I don't have an exact date, but as soon as I do, I'll let everyone know. Well, there you go. So he didn't use soon. I'm very proud of you. I've been warning him about using the word soon around y'all. I know it's very dangerous. I've been trying to make sure that he doesn't use the word soon around y'all. So we're working on him. We're trying to train him right. We're trying to train him right. Ginger going to Twitch stream later? Yes, I will be streaming on Twitch later tonight. Now, we'll be playing Star Trek Fleet Command. We played Escape from Tarkov last stream, which was Monday. Tonight is the Star Trek Fleet Command night. So if y'all want to come jump in, there's the link to Twitch. It's a lot of fun. We're a little bit more... I don't want anybody from Scopa to watch the Star Trek Fleet Command streams on Twitch because we're a little less friendly. We're a little bit more goofy, a little bit more fun, a little bit more vivacious. It's a festival of conviviality. And if you're enjoying all those SAT words, well, come hang out with us tonight. Carefree is the word. That is definitely a better word. Eco has actually been to a Twitch stream. He came to, I think, the Escape from Tarkov or the Dead by Daylight stream. One of those. It's definitely more risque. Definitely more risque. Can we get faction credits in the chest, please? Which chest? Because one of the things that we've needed to push, and I don't think I've honestly pushed this in a while, is the fact that the PvP chest and the PvE chest need to be updated. Now, I have mentioned that quite a bit, but I haven't made a video on that in some time. But it's just one of those things that there's so many things in this game that we need to have updated. What would honestly be better, and Eco, you tell me if this is what you would prefer. Would you prefer us to just come up with like a top 10 list of things that need to be updated in the game? Swarm Sunday, Crucible of War, PvP chest, things like that. Would you just prefer we do it that way instead of you just throwing you these one-offs in a stream? But that way I can actually take a collective, you know, hey, this is the top. Well, you love list. Okay, great. Because it varies. You know, I made a, because this community can speak out a lot now. I'm just going to warn you. What I'll do, if y'all remember, about a year ago, I made a Google form that we filled out together that listed the officers that you would like to see added to transporter patterns because the dev team asked us to put out that information. So what I'll do is I'll do the same thing here with things that need to be improved in Star Trek Fleet Command. Is I will actually make a list of about 20 different things and y'all can vote on the top ones. And what we'll do is we'll then take like the ones that got the most votes and we'll pass it on to the team. Now, last time we had 5,000 people in 3 days answer on that Google form. If we're going to do this again, I need you to help this happen, okay? So I'll make a video about it and I'll post it in my Discord, but you're going to have to help me out because if y'all come through with like 500 people and embarrass me, they're not going to listen and they're probably not going to care about y'all anymore and they're going to stop watching my videos. So for this type of stuff to work, y'all have to speak. You have to actually use your voice, or in this case, your little clicker finger on your mouse. So if y'all help me out, I'll put that together, and then we'll send it to EcoBoost Engine. Do the devs play this game? Maxenheimer, yes. While I cannot tell you what servers devs play on or anything, I can promise you we do have devs playing in the game at varying levels. That does not mean that they will always agree with how we want the game to be played. But yes, devs actually play the game. As long as they don't jack the cost of transporter patterns. Fact. Begin the marketing campaign? Yes. Yes. We did it and it didn't go anywhere. Well, that's not true, Eric. It did go somewhere. The Google form we made last time it was reviewed and they did take it into consideration. And of the officers that finishes in the top, we did end up getting one of those in to transporter patterns. Now, did we get one of the main ones? Like we wanted 5 of 10? No, 5 of 10 didn't get added. They told me that I could have Harrison in the list, but they didn't add Harrison yet. And a lot of you voted for Harrison. But they did take it into consideration, and it did help them look at working for transporter patterns in the future. So same thing. Just because I give them a top 10 list of things that y'all want updated in the game does not mean they're going to update all those things. But it does give them an idea of a priority list of things that we really need them to focus on. And I think that's important. Now, if they ignore everything on the list 6 to 8 months from now, guess who's going to be right here with pitchforks and fire? Rev Deuce is. But don't think that they don't listen. Just because they don't give you something doesn't mean they don't listen. That's a whole different thing we can complain about. Can we have transporter patterns for rare officers? Kevin, that is something that I'm pushing for. That is something that I'm pushing for. Just between us friends chilling in the YouTube group, what's the next arc? So Dave, I've actually slipped in multiple hints throughout this stream, but I did it in casual conversation. I have noticed one person so far catch it. I'm only dropping one hint today. Tonight on Twitch also, but my hints I've been inserting into random. On YouTube, they're pretty vague, but in my next video, I'll have the hint there. I'm not telling y'all what it is though, because that would be giving it away. I only hint at content, so y'all have to listen. And this is the week. Every time we have a week before the arc starts, I always start hinting at things. You got to listen very closely to the content that we're putting out. Okay? You listen very closely. You don't do Twitch? I'm sorry about that, Barnabas. But we'll be there. Now, I also, for those that don't know, in the captain's quarters of my Discord, that's the area where people who donate and the people who help out the channel, we will be posting all the hints in the captain's quarters. There'll be a pinned post, so you'll be able to review all the hints in the captain's quarters. An STFC community manager mingling with the community. This bodes well. Good job, Eco. I agree, Marauder. I 100% agree. I love it. We love it. Apex cooldown timers in the faction store need to be reduced. Already so grind intensive. Waiting 3 days per rare epic uranium purchase is annoying. I do agree, Dylan. That's annoying. I would say if there's one thing about Outlaw that needs an upgrade, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I think the sourcing for the research tokens is more important than anything else. There's to be better sourcing for the research tokens for Outlaw. Really curious if y'all would say something else. Well, Eco, that's what a relationship is. You got to show me every day that you love me. You can't just love me on Monday and then ignore me until the next Monday. You got to do it every day. It's work. Relationships are a job. But for me, that's the top thing that Outlaw needs is better sourcing of the research tokens. But was there a hint on your video thumbnail from a few days ago? No. What if you do something really special on Monday? I mean, you still should love me on Tuesday. And today's Wednesday. Today's hump day. If there's any day that you should be loving me, it's hump day. And I won't take that any further because this is not Twitch. I won't take that any further because this is not Twitch. Think we need a Rev Deuce officer who's slightly worse than Wesley. Yikes. But honestly, I want to be in the game so bad. I really do, y'all. I don't care if I have an avatar. I submitted an avatar and more people pushed for my avatar to get added and they didn't even consider my avatar. I was really upset. I want to be in this game so bad. I love this game so much. I love this community so much. I want to be in this game. Give Rev his own planet. Yeah, the whales get planets, but Rev hasn't got a planet yet. The whales get planets, though. Is Outlaws Part 1 mission in the Augment faction a priority? I guess that would be defined priority. I do think that you should progress through everything Outlaw. And honestly, I would say this. Don't be like me and Ripper in the 40s and not giving Outlaw almost any love. I'm definitely behind in Outlaw. So. How's your collecting every server's row coming? Pretty well. I've got a few more that I need to add. Since I only really made that ping one day, we've got probably 30 or 40 different rows in my Discord, which is pretty nice. Rev Deuce base rating officer for the amalgam. Love it. Yes, please. We need Devore parts in normal mining Monday, not leaderboard. I agree. That's one of the things that I've been pushing them for. So, since you love the community this much, sorry about the Louisiana accent comment. It's okay, Michael, dude. If you haven't followed me a while, I do a lot of joking. And because I'm an old man, a lot of my joking is more dry dad humor. Like I'm going to do lame dad jokes and dry humor. Yeah, it's like, for example, where does the boat go when it's sick? If your Enterprise D is sick, where does it go? To the dock. See? Really bad. If you hit unfollow now, I'll completely understand. But yeah, that my humor is very dry, very goofy. So you're a troublemaker. They're afraid to do your avatar. This is true, Vladimir. This is true. Rev does have quite the reputation. I'm proud of it too. I am a dad. I am a dad of soon to be 3. My 3rd child will be born in 2 months. 2 months. So making him an animated Lower Deck Red Shirt character for 1 episode so he can be put in the game. Yeah, if all I get is if I get into a mission storyline, I'll take that too. I'll screenshot the heck out of it and it'll be like one of the greatest moments of my life. Honestly, it really would. To be part of anything Star Trek, even a video game that's not canon, would make my life. That'd be amazing. You're not old till your knees pop for no reason. Mine already do that. I've actually partially torn a ligament in each knee, weightlifting and everything, and volleyball and football. Rev can run into a bulkhead. Yikes. We got a cat. Why not a pirate? Bingo. Well, the cat is for Spot, though it is kind of unfair that DJ can now claim the cat. But the cat is Spot from TNG, and I actually have that avatar. Shields reduced by 25%. It'd be called Chicken Dance. Yikes. Honestly, if it was a character in the game that was all negatives, I would still take it and I would still run him. It wouldn't matter. But he would. So let me say this, Eco. So a new strategy that Star Trek Fleet Command has recently put out is, or a new style, is they released an officer that had a positive and then a negative to offset it. I would love my character to be like that. Like I did, you know, a bonus when, you know, attacking bases like ROM works, or a bonus to cargo, or a bonus to impulse speed or something, but I also had a negative. I would love that. Be down for that. Because that's kind of what I am. My channel is dedicated to the positives and negatives of Star Trek Fleet Command and the community. So yeah, here's my cat. I got Spot. Oh, wow. It's been a year? Whoa. It's been a year? May 2021? Goodness gracious, time flies. Wow. Can't believe it's been a year. JP says, does OPC above the attacker's cargo capacity go poof into space? So if you lose protected if you lose cargo in PvP and they do not have enough to take what is left, yes, it goes into space. The only amount of cargo you keep in PvP is your protected cargo. Now, in PvE, so like if you have a full cargo and you blow up against a red, you keep all of it. But if you blow up against a player, you only keep the protected cargo, and the extra that they can't keep goes off into the ether. So, Benjamin, I'm not sure. You'd have to go to my row channel on my Discord and tell me if I have it or not. And if I don't, you can send it to me. How about an event to get previously released avatars? Yeah, that would be a great idea. That'd be a fantastic, you know, I should recommend that to the dev team. That'd be a good idea. We'll see if it happens. That is a fantastic idea. Write that one down. I think that one that's going to be a thing. We have to make that a thing. Golden Rev statue? Yeah, make me a Miles O'Brien style statue. Finally maxed my D3, starting the 7-day scrapping timer. Can't wait for the 4-star materials. Very nice. Make sure you focus. Prime officers is a big one for me. Get your prime miners done. You won't be able to do prime Stella efficiency, but I'm excited for you. That's a huge step. Have a great day, and it was awesome hanging out. Well, thank you for being here, EcoBoost Engine. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your meetings, and thank you for hanging out with the community. I know the fans really appreciate having you here, man. It's great to have a community manager who's here to interact and even answer little questions here and there in a informal setting. And I know we all appreciate it. So everybody in chat, if y'all be so kind just to say thank you. I know it may seem meaningless, but I really do appreciate having somebody who's willing to come here and just chat with the community and support the content creators. And that isn't shade at any of the other ones. It's just the style. And, you know, I love that they're here. So I appreciate everybody in chat saying thank you and everything. Why did the avatar from the avatar design contest never get released? It did, Meta. It actually did. The one that got released, though, no offense to them, is really lame. So you have the Doomsday Machine. The one that got released is another Doomsday Machine. It was an art of somebody that did the Doomsday Machine. And where is it? I thought it got announced. Where is it in the game? Did they not actually put it in here? It was a second Doomsday. I could have sworn it's here. Am I blind? Oh, these are all new. Where is it? Well, there it is. Yeah, it's this. It's right here. Appreciate all y'all being appreciative to Echo. He's cool. We love having an active community manager. Did I get the Paris plate? I did not. It's right here. Hope to earn it in the future. There's a ton of these that I want. Like I want the Galron, Eyes of Galron. I want the trombone. You know, there's several that I don't get to get on my main account because it's hard for me to compete in a lot of these leaderboards. Yeah. I do have a Tribble. This was a tough one to get. This is from the first Tribble event we ever had. So I do have some avatars from a long time ago, and I'm pretty proud of some of them. Yeah, it's I do love like the cloaking auger flying through. I really like that one. That's when cloaking first came out. I got some old school ones here. Some of the TOS ones, like I got Hikaru Sulu. That's an old one, obviously. Scotty and Chekhov, and I've got Uhura. I don't have Spock, though. I don't have the Spock one. I don't even have either Spock one. I was supposed to have this one. I was promised this one. It was never given to me. So, chance to run Cosmic Cleanup every week. That's something that we can push for. That can probably go on our Google form when we talk about things that can be improved. Having that as an every week thing. Second Doomsday is lame. Agreed. 100% agree. What can I do with the wild tribbles I can mine around? So there's one place, for those that don't know, where you can mine tribbles in Star Trek Fleet Command. It's for a Klingon mission, and that's all it's for. It's just for one mission. The avatars they picked for us to vote on were poopy. I agree. I actually put in my own avatar, like me, and they didn't even consider it. I was really upset. Thank you, Victor, for signing up to support the channel. They are mortal enemies of the Empire. I know tribbles are mortal enemies of the Empire. That's one of the funniest, like, tongue-in-cheek, you know, jokes in Star Trek. But yeah, you want an instant Janice Rand avatar? It is so kind of funny, and I say this sincerely. It is really funny to me that we have so many people talking about avatars they'd like in the game. I remember when avatars and frames first got announced, it was basically this universal outcry of that's stupid, why would I care? And now, like 2 years later, we're all over here like, I really want this avatar. I really want this one. I really want this one. So yeah, I didn't vote either, Dennis. I was maybe a little salty, admittedly, that my stuff wasn't chosen, but I didn't vote either. The Star Trek short about tribbles and Edward is gold. Yeah. By the way, remember next week, Strange New Worlds premieres next week. Is anybody ready for it? Are y'all ready for it? Strange New Worlds next week. I'm excited. I tell you, I'm excited. That was like a 98%er that just failed. I hate this game. I hate this game so much. You would love some cosmic, a cleanup in miscellaneous section. Yeah, I think we'd all like that. But yeah, Strange New Worlds next week. I'm super excited. I plan on having an episode review the morning after the first episode airs. So if y'all will be warned, that will obviously have spoilers in it, and I'll put up a spoiler warning. But I'm going to be discussing it and following that very heavy. Very heavy. Yeah, Prodigy just came out, but yeah, you've got Picard out. Remember, there's 5 active Star Trek shows with Strange New Worlds starting. There's 5 active Star Trek shows now. It's a lot. Epic away missions come in level 39? Yes. 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 Yeah, just put Eurydice in there. Hear any updates about the new Trek PC game? Not yet, no, but I do need to follow up on that because it looks like a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and recall this. You think we'll have an event store at the end of the arc? We'll just have to wait and see. You know, I know me personally, I've been pushing for an event store really hard. I feel like that's something that we can't go 6 months without. So if we just had one from Duality back in like January, with this being May, I think we need to have an event store, and we're pushing for that. And that means that we should have an event store. I think that we should have one once a quarter. We should have 4 event stores a year at minimum. That's what we should have. So that's what I'm always pushing for, and we'll just have to see if that happens. Game needs a Galaxy trade and an Alliance trade. Agreed. We've been asking for that for a while. Mike says, I'm a level 14, hesitating to go to level 15. There are hundreds of players from a specific alliance who are constantly doing senseless attacks. Other than shields, how to best protect my station? Shields. The only surefire defense is shields. Now, level 15, you know, if you don't like being rated, the good thing is you can't be hit except for about 2 levels above you. So if you have ships in your station, you can usually defend against those hits if you have all your ships there. But at the end of the day, you get 24 hours of shields a day if you do your dailies. And that's how you stay shielded. That you can't be rated. But there is no perfect defense besides it. Like there's some officers that you can run and things like that you can do to make base defense easier for you. But it's always going to be one of those things where you want to shield. Event store was in January arc and then a mini in March. No, I wouldn't even say we had a mini in March. I wouldn't say we had a mini in March. I wouldn't even call it a mini. I wouldn't. I guess you can a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't call that a mini event store. Faction miners, what tier should these be before going to Ops 40? I would say tier 7-ish. Max is good too, but I'm not a big fan of the level 40 faction miners until the mid 40s and high 40s. So Sasha says it's Kurtzman Trek, so no interest for me. Man, Sasha, you're missing out on some really good Star Trek. I'll just say that. I mean, a lot of the Star Trek out now is far superior to stuff like, you know, Voyager and Enterprise, which was at the end of like the golden age of Star Trek. Now, sure, is there some Star Trek that isn't that great? Sure. But there are a lot of Star Trek episodes and even series coming out right now that I would put toe to toe with any other Star Trek season. Not all of them, though. Like, I'm definitely not putting Discovery Season 1 in there. But there's some really good Star Trek out right now. And this Star Trek Season 2 of Picard, I don't know how it's going to end. But Star Trek Season 2 of Picard, for me, is up there in, like, top 5 Star Trek seasons of all time. It's really good. But it could finish badly. I don't know. But so far, it's up there for me. No, I do not have Triple Jayla. I do not have Triple Jayla. We need more Apex metal. Yeah, we just talked about that, Thomas. That's going to be one of the things that we put on the list and that we sent in like, hey, here's what the community's thinking. Picard is great. It's a shame people are worried about spoilers in here. Yeah, no spoilers. I've been meaning to do like recap episodes, but I'm going to start that with Strange New Worlds. If you can get an Avatar event, the rest of us would get an event that helps us progress. Oh, I see what you're saying. None of your business. I see what you're saying. All right. She went boom, even though I didn't need to hit that mini. We did anyway. Click, click, click. All right. What else we got here? Season 2 Picard has been amazing. Well, I'm not going to read the rest of that. Well, I think everybody who saw the preview knows Q is in Picard, but I don't want to expound on that because I don't want to spoil anything. So for the perfect base defense, you have TOS Spot, Kirk, Uhura on one, Yuki, Keensner, and Bang on the other, then Pike, Murrow, Harris on the last, then put your shields up and you're safe. I would actually change that around a little bit, but that's a good one. I'd change that around a little bit. Are multi-phasic credits available to all players on the web store? Yes. Anybody who buys a pack on the web store or the PC client gets multi-phasic credits. Everybody who buys a pack on the PC client or the web store gets multi-phasic credits. It's like if I want to buy a treasury upgrade pack, at the bottom, I'm getting 2,800 multi-phasic credits. So I think the 4-star miners are useful even at lower 40s. Tier 3 versus Tier 8 epic 3-star faster and around the same. Protected cargo, just can't tier them much unless you have tons of mass resources. That's cool, Cap, if that's what you want to do. For me, it's the resources. I don't want to waste 4-star, even commons on those miners when they're only going to equal what a faction miner can already do. That's me. That's me. That is me. Let me do my refineries real quick before I forget about them, because I will forget. Should you have committed faction rep in place before going to level 42? That's what I did. That's what I would recommend. I think you should start working on that faction rep as soon as you decide that you're ready to start moving, you know, at 39, moving into the 40s. You should definitely start working on it. We need the ISS jelly VPs in other ways. Well, there's currently 3 ways to get the ISS jelly right now. What other ways would you recommend? Like, what would you like to see added? What's something that you think would make it work? I need to go mine 4-star ore too. I actually need to go mine crystals, what I need to mine. Why does the Doomsday Machine stay in one system? Why doesn't it move around eating systems? That was never the design when they did the TOS arc. Like when the TOS arc came out, we all pretty much complained that it wasn't very Star Trek. Like it didn't feel like the original series. It was a bad storyline. And sadly, not all the storylines we get are good. And that was a bad one. Yeah, that was just a bad one. All right, let's see. Oh man, I gotta go mine more concentrated latinum. Gotta go mine more concentrated latinum. Already done that. Already done that. Disco. Do this. Cerritos. I gotta do. Y'all don't let me forget that I gotta do my Cerritos event. Amalgam is 2 days from now. Territory. I need to go mine a lot more. Is there any reason not to start getting your rep up when sitting at 38, 39? The only reason is remember that you're going to need to start hitting 4-star and mining 4-star. So if it's not readily available to you, that can make it difficult. If you can do those, then yeah, go ahead and push up. Just understand that when you hit 30 million rep, you have to start doing things like mining, you know, 4-star gas and 4-star ore. And if you don't have the ability to do that, like a territory, and you can't really get out in deep space easily, that could be a pain point for you. Just keep that in mind. Could we get an event for the Separatist D3? I would love that to come back. The Separatist D3 has not run as an event since I think February 2019. And it's, I mean, there's nothing really unique to it. It's basically just a ship skin before ship skins were a thing. But it looks really cool. It looks really cool. Here, I'm actually going to fly the ISS jelly out here and work on those dailies. You're getting officer transponders as my daily gift from the web store. What are they used for? So Bob, that is so that you can get a free officer shard if you're on a mobile device, tablet or phone. It's not working on the PC client right now, but if you collect it, you'll be able to come to your gift section and turn it in for a free officer shard. Is there any reason not to waste disco juice on summoning miners? There's no reason not to. I mean, the only reason I would say not to is if you are involved in like a heavy PvP alliance or something. Well, then that can get in the way of you needing to warp into like territory or something, or summon into territory. What's my Fisha at? Oh, I'm nowhere near 10-9 on the Fisha. Abraham's showing the whale status over there. My Fisha is, let's see where my Fisha's at. Tier 2, how close to tier 3? I could do 1 part upgrade. So I mean, I'll just upgrade. There we go. So I am still, what is that? About 700 parts, 800 parts away from taking it to tier 3. I still love looking at the Valdor, or as we mentioned earlier, the Augur. I just love looking at this thing. I really do. This is one of the few things from Star Trek Nemesis that I like. I love the design of this ship. Practicality wise, it makes no sense. Like from a practical standpoint, why do you have this random open, easy to blow up neck? I mean, it just feels like this ship is easy to destroy. Honestly, the ships that make the most sense to me are like the Borg ships. But yeah, you just dominate on Mining Monday. I see you, Abraham. I see. You're 1 day away from a tier 3 Fisha. It's all about those the rolls you get, you know, and I'm not always getting the best rolls. A roll is a roll and a toll is a toll. And if we don't get no tolls, then we don't eat no rolls. Name that movie. Name that movie, everybody. Can you? Can you name that movie? We don't have a crystal node, do we? Or an ore. Dang it, I gotta fly out to Klingon space and hope there's one open and that I don't get destroyed. You love Nemesis movie and the Valdor is your favorite Star Trek ship? Well, there you go, Azure. I love that you loved it. I really do. I love that you love it. I love anybody that likes Star Trek. We can always disagree on what our favorite Trek is or what we believe is better. As long as we always agree we love Star Trek. And Andrew, you got it. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Oh, Nathan got it. Ron got it. I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan. If you want to learn more about Rev Deuce, I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan. So Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Spaceballs. I've got an entire Mel Brooks collector set on Blu-ray. Love that set. Love that set. Jason also got it. And Lebowski also got it. Man, look at all these people. Love it. Love it. We love to see it. We love to see it. Achoo. Bless you. It really is hilarious. It's got early Dave Chappelle in it. And it's really funny. What about Monty Python? So the only Monty Python movie, I've watched two. I've watched The Holy Grail, and then I've watched The Life of Brian. I haven't really watched the series that much. Abe Lincoln. Did you say Abe Lincoln? Oh, my favorite part where there were Blinken in the estate that just got hauled away. Master Robin! Oh, you lost your arms in glorious combat. Ooh, but you grew a nice rack. Oh, God. It's hilarious and awful at the same time. Shout out to who got me. Who was it? Cold Dish Doctor. Now we repair and come right back. Appreciate the stream, Snipe. We think it's the best path to take shipwise after the Tala. Specialty ships, Franklin, Botany Bay, Discovery, Devore, Vidar, those all become the focus. You can pick up the Voclus to kind of help with like basic tasks, dailies, things like that. But the specialty ships are definitely the focus. Watching Young Frankenstein last night. I love that we have so much in common. Like, so many of us enjoy some of the same things. I love that. But here's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I gotta wrap up. I'll start preparing that form for ideas of things that needed to get worked on. I'm gonna make a couple of notes real quick. Apex, research, metal, sourcing, Swarm Sunday update, Cow update. And if y'all would go to my Discord, and throw in some ideas as well. Feel free to tag me. Today, I welcome all tags. Everybody, tag me. I want to come with about 30 things I could use upgrading that we can then do our voting on. And one last plug, if y'all like to support the channel and everything that I do for y'all, that exclamation point donate link, I have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Every bit helps me so that I can do this to help y'all, to have more fun in the game, to entertain y'all, and to support my family. I appreciate everybody who does it. Y'all are all amazing individuals. Hope you've had a great day today. I will catch y'all tonight on our live stream. We're live on Twitch, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's about 4.5 hours from now. Come join us on the Twitch channel. If you have not done that before, it's a fun time. We'll have a good time. And deuces, that's me. I'll catch y'all all later. Hit me up on the Discord. And yeah, that's how. I'm going to go ahead and roll the outro now. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.